welcome to another episode of Making Words Move, where this guy behind me, where we teach you any and everything about poetry. That's why we're here. So sit back, relax, open up your minds, let's get it. Now for today, we are going to talk about haiku. Haiku. Yes, haiku. Now I know you're probably wondering, what is a haiku? Now of course this video, it is for beginners, so all you master haiku writers, this is not for you. So get out now. Now if you're a beginner, want to know what is a haiku? Haiku is a Japanese form of poetry, usually involving nature, but of course, we can make it about any and everything. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to help you in a real quick manner write a haiku. Now, before we go any further, please do me a favor. Please like, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. We learn this stuff. Let's go. Now, writing haiku, to me, is pretty simple, but it may seem hard. Number one, some of you may have never even heard of the word haiku. But if you think about it, it's pretty easy to write if you understand. Now, let me break it down for you. In haiku, syllables are very important. Now, I know you're wondering, Moody, what's a syllable? Glad you asked, because a syllable is how many beats are in a word. Now, way I look at it, to me, poetry is like music. You put words together, the words make music. Well, each word is a beat to me. And you count how many beats are in each word. That is a syllable. For instance, like my name is Moody Black. If you do the syllable count, or how many beats in my name, you'll discover that Moody Black has 3 syllables. It's 3 beats. And I always use my hands. Do not feel bad if you want to count the words with your hands. That's how you determine how many beats or how many syllables are in words. Let's take a big old word like hippopotamus. Well, let's do the count. Hippopotamus. There's 5 beats or 5 syllables in the word hippopotamus. In haiku, you have to have 17 syllables to make a haiku. Yes, 17 syllables. So haiku, they're very short pieces of work, very short poems. So it don't require a lot to write them other than the time needed to come up with the lines to say and to edit, to take away, or sometimes add words in the thought. So what I do a lot of times, I write my thoughts out, then I start chopping away some words, or I may have to add some words and make sure it's 17. Now, traditionally, haiku are written in a 5-7-5 format. Now, I know those numbers sound confusing, but all you're doing is writing 5 syllables for your first line, 7 syllables for your second line, 5 syllables for your third line. Do the math. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 7 is 17. 5, 7, 5. Or 5 plus 7 is 12, 12 plus 5, 17. As long as you got 17 syllables. So when you write it, you have to make sure you have 5 in the first line, 7 in the second line, 5 in the third line, 5, 7, 5. You write a haiku. So I'm going to show an example of a funny haiku, and you can look at it, and you can see how it's written in a 5-7-5 format. Okay, first, allow me to say this. For the record, haiku is plural for haiku. The poet for this one used haiku. So those of you who've been saying haikus, it is haiku. Now, allow me to read the poem. Haiku are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator. I love this poem because it's silly, but look at the structure. 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5. So, a technique I often use to write haiku, I make a list. I describe whatever topic I want to write about. And I make a word bank and I just use certain words and I add up the syllables. Make sure I have 17 syllables. Also, you can use imagery. You can describe something using the five senses, because that's what imagery is all about. How something look, smell, taste, how it sounds, how it feels. It's five senses. So I can start describing whatever topic I'm writing about. And I count the syllables. And I use the structure, y'all. 575. Haiku could be easy and fun. Just take your time, do a lot of editing, because that's our writing process anyway. We do edit our poems. I know some people just like it raw, just write it out. That's cool too. But I would strongly suggest editing anything you write. At least look at it and think about what you're putting down on the paper. So with haiku, write down your thoughts, trim down to make sure you have 17 syllables, or you may have to add a few words. That's pretty much basically it. So watch the video over and over again till you really get it. Challenge yourself to write some haiku. Haiku could be about anything. Nature, it could be about serious stuff, funny stuff, sad stuff, or just whatever you feel like writing. All right? So, accept the challenge, write a haiku. Until next time, y'all know what it is.